This is Praveen from Atlanta. I am from TV5. Right now we are in Atlanta. So we have an event on KDEM, the Karnataka Development Digital Economic Mission. And we are here with Mr. Pundi. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thank
What brings
you.
you to the KDM?
Well, today we have an event here where we are trying to bring some of the senior technical folks from India and the US together to see how to bring the latest technology to Karnataka, where there's a lot of IT talent available, and specifically to move to tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and also build those economies and as well harness the talent in those cities.
Mr. Pundi, what do you do? What is your core strength?
My core strength is global business development, and I grew a company from 0 to 550 million between 1979 and 2013. And we started off as a basement company, and then we went to the boardroom. We got listed in Bombay Stock Exchange. The journey is from 1979 to 2013.
Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful event today and you get what you want for your business.
Thank you.
Welcome to KDEM.
Thank you.
What brings you this evening to the KDEM event in Atlanta?
I work for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, the biggest children's hospital in the Southeast. I work in the investment office, and I've come to learn about some of the investment opportunities, particularly in startup companies in India and Karnataka.
So you are looking to develop some products for the children's hospital?
No, we're actually looking to allocate capital to venture capital managers based in places like Bengaluru in hopes of earning a good return for our hospital so that we can then build better facilities, invest in medical research here.
How did you hear about this event?
I was in Bengaluru last week, in fact, meeting with a number of managers, and they suggested when I got back that in my very hometown there was a delegation coming in, and so it was quite the surprise, a very pleasant surprise to be able to come here today.
Where are you from, John?
I originally grew up in Hong Kong and have lived in many cities through my life, but have wound up in Atlanta, Georgia over the last few years.
Excellent. So when you talk about the children's hospital, so the investments, what you are trying to, is into any specific ideas you have today, or already you have invested so far in Bengaluru?
So we've invested in the public equity markets in India, and we're looking to expand into private markets. Particular areas that we're interested in are in SaaS companies, so software companies, as well as consumer companies. Those are two of our best ideas.
Good evening, Venkat. How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
What brings you to the KDEM?
I am part of a nationwide organization called ATEA, which stands for American Tamil Entrepreneurs Association. We started it back in 2015-2016 timeframe to create an ecosystem for people, originally for people of Tamil origin in America, to take a business idea and make it a reality, to find mentors, to find partners, to find investors, to find maybe customers and even employees. So it was like an ecosystem, but today it's grown into very acceptable organization across other communities of Indian origin. We are not restricted only to Tamil, so we are helping the Karnataka government today, KDEM, Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, to reach their message across US. So we, ATEA, have been hosting and organizing the events back in New Jersey, Boston, Atlanta, one in Dallas and one in Silicon Valley. And we are taking this delegation along with us and inviting all these people to come to this event and attend, participate, and get to know about what Karnataka is offering. We did that earlier with the Tamil Nadu government also. So that's what we're doing.
You answered all my questions, Venkat. I was about to ask how the Tamil organization is linked to Karnataka. You answered my question. So what is the expectation of this meeting? So typically the Karnataka government initiating this between the government and any of the organizations or the companies developed here to extend their business in Karnataka?
Exactly. So typically most entrepreneurs here, and not only just Indian entrepreneurs in America. Today, even corporate America is looking at India very favorably to set up any sort of back office or any sort of technology development center or even a manufacturing unit. There's a huge shift going into India. A lot of companies have taken some of their manufacturing out of China, they're bringing it to India. So Karnataka government is looking to capitalize on this shift, and there's two things in play here. One is Bangalore is kind of saturated. It's there's a lot of businesses, but tier 2 cities and towns in Karnataka have so much to offer, and that's what they're presenting. They're inviting organizations to come look at their tier 2, tier 3 towns and cities and invest over there to have a presence in India.
Absolutely. So which tier 2 or 3 cities you have chosen for the expansion of the business for US?
So ideally the KDEM folks should be better to answer, but I know for a fact that they are promoting Mysore, Mangalore, Hubli, Belgaum, Dharwad region.
Excellent. Last question to you, Venkat. ATEA. So anyone who wants to be associated with this, they can go through you after this event. They can come and approach you.
Totally. So ateausa.org is our website. You can go in there. You can put in a message and we'll reach out to you, or you can find us on LinkedIn and Facebook. Just look for American Tamil Entrepreneurs Association and you'll find us. Reach out to us, and we're all about expanding. We started with 2 chapters, one in the West Coast and one in New York, New Jersey. Today we have expanded across the US. We have chapters in apart from New York, New Jersey, and apart from Silicon Valley, we have chapters in Pennsylvania, Delaware, Washington DC, Atlanta here. We have a chapter in Chicago, Dallas, and we are opening one very shortly in Boston. So we are growing very, very rapidly.
What a fantastic platform you have created on ATA, Venkat. Good luck for you, and I hope many more companies will come and affiliate with Karnataka. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks for having
Bye. Good evening, BV Naidu garu. How is Atlanta?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So BV Naidu garu, so today's event is all about KDEM, Karnataka Digital Economy Mission. So what is this platform, and how the companies in Atlanta, or for that sake any of the cities, how can they collaborate? What is the ease they get to do their business in Karnataka?
If you look at Indian economy is in a accelerated growth path.
Absolutely.
Currently we are at 3.1 trillion, which is likely to go to 5 trillion and then 8.5 trillion by 2030, and aspiring to grow to 40 trillion by 2047, 100th year of our independence. And in that economy, the digital economy, which obviously our IT services companies and also the electronics companies, the startups, and all these, and also the digital transformation that is taking place in the country is contributing a lot.
Absolutely.
And because of that, the digital economy in the country is going to be $1 trillion by 2026 and $3 trillion by 2030. So if the digital economy is growing so high in the country, we at Karnataka, who is already a leader of IT and IT services, startups, and leader of the electronics, leader of the aerospace, everything, we need to sustain the growth and have a contribution, largest contribution in the digital economy.
What a excellent thought, sir.
At this point of time, our digital economy contribution from Karnataka is around $130 billion, which is likely to be $250 billion by 26 and $500 billion by 2030. Right? These are all the aspirational goals. If at all you need to maintain or reach the targets or aspirational goals, Bangalore is not sufficient.
Absolutely.
So we wanted to strengthen Bangalore by Beyond Bangalore mission. That means Bangalore plus Mysore, Bangalore plus Mangalore, Bangalore plus Hubli. That is the reason we identified 4 clusters in the country and in Karnataka, and supporting branding those 4 clusters.
So all these 4 clusters are already in action?
in action. Last, the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission was established around 20 months back, and this KDM is a very, very unique in the sense it has the government budgetary support, it has an industry intellectual support. It acts like a bridge between the government and the industry, and purely it works like by industry for industry. So that means our board comprises of the government bureaucrats and also the industry leaders. So that way it is a very, very unique organization that is created, and this organization would work along with the government to make sure all the government policies are well implemented and also will be very, very helpful for the industry.
What an excellent thought and platform, Mr. B.V. Garu. So how long this has been and what made you think this platform, and how did you approach the government and make it happen?
No, because you see, now the industry is growing in a rapid path.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it is very difficult for the government to meet the needs of that industry. They need some knowledge body in between. So we created this knowledge body between the government and the industry. And particularly the reason why we are here in US is to come and meet with these entrepreneurs at New Jersey, Boston, and of course Atlanta, Dallas, and SFO, to tell these entrepreneurs there is a huge opportunity back home in India, and India could be a great partner. You already experienced Bangalore, now this is the time to experience beyond Bangalore.
Absolutely. So when you talk about the tier 2, tier 3 cities, most of the people will have questions in their mind. How is the internet? What is the transportation? How the policies are?
First of all, we stopped calling them as a tier 2, tier 3, because by calling them tier 2, tier 3, you are demeaning these clusters. We are calling them as emerging tech clusters. The emerging tech clusters has their own unique advantages. The advantage in terms of the local talent available, the advantage in terms of the cost reduction to an extent of 20%, the advantage of retention of the talent. You know, these are all the advantages. Last 18 months, we already seen around 36 companies got into these three clusters, and these clusters attracted even the chip design company. They come and set up their offshore development centers in Mysore. So we are seeing a great future for these clusters.
Absolutely, sir. This is a great initiative. Last two questions I would like to ask. One is on the AI, right? So Bangalore is already hub. Karnataka is doing great in the IT. I think it is top 5 in the country. And how do you see after the pandemic, because people are already moved to the tier 2, I will not call tier 2, tier 3 cities, but the district levels, the clusters.
Emerging clusters.
So how do you see the increase after pandemic?
No, after the pandemic, what happened is very interesting. During the pandemic, a lot of people gone to their hometowns, sitting there, started working for companies in Bangalore. So our estimate is more than 35 to 40% of the people, professionals, have gone to their locations, and they don't want to come back.
Yeah.
They are happy closer to their hometowns, they are happy closer to their families. They wanted to stay there and work for the company. Now we said, very good, if you are happy and comfortable closer to your hometowns, you be there, we'll bring the industry closer to you. That is the mission of Beyond Bangalore.
And that's the AI, about the AI part.
AI is a huge opportunity, See, in India is a country of opportunities. Our digital transformation that is taking place in India is the highest in the world in terms of the digital payments, in terms of the Aadhaar identity, in terms of our India stack. All this created a new opportunities that is generating a lot of data. Data plus AI skills, this data is creating a lot of opportunities for that entrepreneurs. So these entrepreneurs are using this data, using that AI are creating the new enterprises.
Thank you, BV sir. So I hope you will achieve what you have intended in Atlanta. I think Atlanta is a great city. Again, thank you, sir. And this is from directly BV Naidu. We are hearing about what is KDEM, how it is associated with government, and what kind of clusters they have created, and what are the opportunities for you. So if you need any more information, you can go on the website and get more information. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Madan.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Thank you for this wonderful event.
I'm glad to.
Please tell us how you are associated with KDEM.
Sure. I'm the president of TIE Bangalore, the Indus Entrepreneurs Bangalore, which is a huge network of entrepreneurs. And TIE is a key partner to the Karnataka state government and to the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission. So I've come here as a part of the formal official delegation to look at getting more startups to come into our state.
So, absolutely. What is your pitch for all the entrepreneurs here in Atlanta? What do you say about the policies, the clusters what you have developed? What is the pitch for them?
Yeah, the pitch is simple. 3 points. One, especially at the clusters, Mangalore, Mysore, Hubli, these are all emerging clusters. Come set up shop there, you'll save money. 2, you'll find a lot of innovation and talent. You can develop your product much better. So it's just not costs, but it's also developing the next level of products. And 3rd, come build for India. I mean, there's a massive market opening up in every field. Fintech, healthcare, education, agri-tech, you name it. So if you can come and look at India as a market as well. If you succeed in India, you can succeed anywhere else.
Absolutely.
So that's the simple pitch.
How about the policies? When people from US comes there, they have very limited window. So what is the policy? How can we get involved? How quickly it is? Tell us, the viewers, about
So
that.
KDEM becomes, the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission becomes a single window, an enabler to get all the policy benefits that the state government has. Karnataka has been one of the first states to have the IT policy, the startup policy, the ESDM policy, right? So, and Karnataka has always delivered. Now, with a partner like KDEM, we will be able to, startups will be able to get all the benefits through a single window. They don't have to run around. And Karnataka has always delivered value.
Absolutely. Last question to you would be on the investments, venture capitalists, and the mentoring ability. So when you are in the clusters, how do you facilitate this mentoring kind and the investors?
Sure.
Do you see the momentum there?
Lots of momentum. In fact, Karnataka is the only chapter to have 4 TIE chapters. We have a chapter in Mangaluru, Hubli and Mangaluru. And TIE is all about networking, mentoring, connections to investors, connecting to markets. And TIE Bangalore works across all of them.
Absolutely.
So as they come into any of these clusters, they, if they become a member of any of these networks, you will automatically get it.
Absolutely. That answered the question.
Thank you
Hopefully
so
you'll
much.
be successful here.
Thank
and
you
you'll
so
have
much
more
for,
entrepreneurs.
coming.
Thank you. Thank you, Madan. Good evening, Santosh. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you, Praveen.
What made you bring KDM here, and how are you associated?
Thank you for inviting me on this. KDEM is the government agency that is a not-for-profit that brings and connects businesses, investors, and the market. And it's a very unique model that Karnataka state offers because that kind of public-private partnership is a very rare phenomena. And we're seeing some spectacular results coming out of Karnataka on account of that. Where we come into the picture is that KDEM enables a lot of the touch points in terms of facilitating and enabling incentives and benefits that can come to the industry folks. After that, we fill the picture by enabling the fulfillment process. So you get incentives as a business, you get all the benefits, but what do you do after that? How do you operationalize and implement everything that you need to do, right? That's where Micro-Grafio comes to the picture. Micro-Grafio means small offices. We help companies set up from soup to nuts, whatever is required, from a tier 1 city, tier 2, tier 3, all through a single contract. We're awarded the Social Impact Organization 2 consecutive years because we believe that anybody who has to go to work in India should not travel more than 15 minutes. And if you can get your office within 15 minutes, then the productivity and the collective energy that you can see in a nation like India is going to be, quantum leap. So that's the reason why we are working very closely with governments, and KDM is a shining example of it because Karnataka is in the pole position, and I think with our relationship with them, we're going to be showing a lot of the models how it can work very effectively.
So can we understand from the infrastructure point of view, and beyond that, you will be helping all the companies who come there into the Tier 2, Tier 3 cities?
Yes. So one of the things that's happening is that the COVID as a phenomena has accelerated this need to take offices now to the smaller towns, because the hybrid model of coming to Bangalore and spending a lot more money is not exactly required because there's a lot more talent now. As it is, I would think, and don't quote me on this data, but I would think 60 to 70% of the Tier 1 talent invariably comes from Tier 2 and Tier 3. So it's a good opportunity for us to de-urbanize, focus Bangalore for the metro that it's meant to be, and then be able to enable a lot more growth and lateral movement within, because India is just not going to be a 10-city nation. It's going to be hundreds of cities, and they're all going to be smart, right? So we want to enable that and be part of that whole social impact.
Great that, Santosh. And tell us about your space, right? So what is your scalability, how big you are, what is the volume, and more to the audience so that they understand who you are.
Great question, yes. So we started out in 2021, and in a very short time, in the last 18 months, we've garnered 54 customers, actually it's 60 customers now. We've got a few more in last week. And we opened up 225,000 square foot of office spaces, enabled a little over 1,500 employment, and we've grown into about 36 centers in 22 cities. That's been our footprint. And so it's a very encouraging trajectory for companies to understand, regardless of the size, if you're looking for a small back office where you need a few proposal writers, a few recruiters, a few accounting people, to a facility which houses 100 or 150 highly specialized technical or R&D kind of skills. We run the data behind, and we'll tell you and recommend which is the best city for you to scale and kind of come up with your distributed office network.
Great work, Santosh. Any expansion internationally?
Well, the international part of it is really about developing the market as it relates to business development, so we can create the awareness for companies who want to have a piece of India. Right? And India is demonstrating a level of determination and stability that is not visible in many of the other nations in this current context. So anybody who wants to have a piece of India, we are enabling that for the global audience.
Absolutely.
That's our international.
Very nice thought, Santosh. So last question, how did you come into this business? What's your background?
Oh, my background. Well, I've been into media and I've been into organization development consulting, and I've worked very closely with the industry on the corporate side as well as the public sector side. So here was an opportunity for me to be part of the India growth story and to work with a government that, work with multiple governments to go into the hinterland of India, right, into the inner regions of India. And it's something that's very close to my heart, and I think Micro has all the pieces that come together that I've been wanting to be a part of for a while.
Excellent. Thank you to you and Micro, and good luck for it.
Of the KDM on the left hand side, which is IT, ITS, GCC, BPM. Growth is revenue, increase that growth. Find out the industries to make sure that they're happy. Go a little bit more deeper on the IT side. The latest words in the market in AI, 31,000 talent pool that we have. This is the leading hub of the AI in India. I'm very happy and very proud of you. In one day, I got 20 companies signing a letter of interest and saying, I want to set up my operations in Belgavi, only on EV and drone, and coming from north and south of the country as well. This is the power of when you show the capability and prove it on the ground, then people come up and say, hey, I want to be part of you. And I want you, the table that you're sitting right now, please think about these statistics, please think about these numbers, and think about your business. No other than India, no other than state Karnataka. Let me do the next slide here. Why we are so good? There's something good in this. What are the secret sauce of Karnataka? My first of all, fourth question is that, we are here at Roadshows, you're seeing this part, right? Any first initial observation that you want to talk about of the Bangalore, your experiences, etc.?
Question is, if you go to Mysore today, traveling from Atlanta, you land in Bangalore, one of the most beautiful airports you'll ever land at. And now, there is actually how many lanes is it?
8 lanes.
8-lane highway between Bangalore and Mysore. So when I started my company initially in Mysore, it was a 2-lane highway, right? So this is the transformation, and some of you have been in Atlanta for a really long time.
People to really business value creation. So your experiences for a minute, what happened and how it happened?
Sure, thank you. I think first of all I must say that I'm sure I'm just representing many of you, if not all of you out here. So I'm just a voice for all of you. Many of you have gone through the same sort of experiences.
But yeah, I think this, it's so heartening to see all our friends from Thai Atlanta. So all the Thai Atlanta folks, can I have a raise of hands? Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you to Sid and the entire team for galvanizing all of us here. I'm a product of Karnataka. Mother is from Hubli. I was born there. I grew up in Bangalore. Dad is from Mysore. I studied in Mysore and I sold my first company to a Bangalore-based entity called Manipal. So all the clusters have been kind of imbibed in my journey. And of course, I now work in about 9,000 villages of Karnataka across building a rural commerce network. So the passion that Sanjeev brought to the table, I was just going through the journey of my own journey. And it's an interesting journey, startups. I don't think I knew how to spell entrepreneur way back in 2000, and I probably wouldn't have if not for the autocorrect in Microsoft Word, right? When I began my first venture in 2000, startup, entrepreneurs are on the way. The energy that you see in young people, in campuses, both engineering, non-engineering, in districts like...
We take it as a build and transfer model. We don't operate. We're not an ITS company. We build and transfer. And while after we transfer, because our scale is not as big as what somebody would want to have to appoint a supporting ecosystem, like an HR person or a facilities person or somebody to manage the finance and accounts.
Good evening, Atlanta. My name is Shyam, and I've been a tech entrepreneur for the last 22 years. And I work predominantly with the state and local government, and state of Georgia is one of my biggest customers. So I come at least twice a month to Atlanta. I'm based in Pennsylvania, so I fly down. So it was up until 2 years back, I actually was thinking of starting an offshore place where I can actually get my development and things done, right? So I represent mostly the startup, small to medium-sized business, and the challenges that we do. Starting a GCC, opening up a big company in India was once upon a time an idea of only people who had a lot of money, cash-rich companies, right? I mean, they are the only ones who could do it. I think that idea has come downstream now. It's all, I think anybody and everybody should be able to do it, and that's when I ventured into an emerging city in India and started it. And I had to go through a lot of challenges in the sense of, getting the right people, getting the right talent, making sure that, because first thing I tried was to do is go to the known cities, right? Like the well-known cities like Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, but that really did not make an impact on my P&L, per se, because it was expensive, and for a small business, it is hard. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to move to an emerging city. And that kind of really worked out. I was surprised to see the talent that is available, how we could actually train them in the skills that we actually use here, and how they were able to pick up. And everything just worked out right. But it took me a while before I can't say I got it right, but I'm getting there still. But only if I had met Mikro Grafio's company and the founder before I actually started this journey, then I would have saved a lot of those headaches.
And probably kept your hair.
And I would have probably, I didn't have a hair even then. So that was gone long back. But, and Mikro Grafio just solves every challenge that generally you would want to, that you would actually face when you actually start up the company in India. And that's exactly what we saw. It's actually a plug-and-play model where you can come, you can sit here, and that office in India would be an extension of what exactly you do here. And that's a very easy transition. Right? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Santosh.
Good evening, Sid Mukherjee. Welcome to the KDEM.
Thank you.
What brings you here?
A lot of different things. One is I am originally from Mysore, so I know Mysore very well. And many of the people that are the delegates here today, such as Mr. B.B. Naidu and Mr. Sanjeev Gupta, I know them for many, many years in the past. So all of that has brought me here.
So, do you own a company in Mysore, or how are you associated there back in Karnataka?
I founded a company called SPI in Atlanta in 1994, and then we were the first 100% export-oriented unit for software in Mysore. And Mysore, because of that, became the first non-capital city to be an STPI location. And I grew the company where we had 1,500 people in Mysore and sold the company to Cognizant. So I've got deep roots in Mysore. I still own a lot of real estate. I had a tech campus which I still own and now rent out.
How do you feel the city? Apart from Karnataka, do you have any branches across India?
Right now I have sold my company to Cognizant, but prior to that I used to have offices all over India, yeah.
Mr. Mukherjee, what business you are into? Especially when you talk about software, what is it, product development or services?
It was a combination of services and product, and we did it only for retail and e-commerce companies.
Thank you so much for your time. Hope you had a wonderful show.
Thank you.
Good evening, Subramaniam ji. How are you?
Great, thank you.
What brings you to the KDEM?
Yeah, this is some kind of like interesting event I heard. I just moved to Georgia last week. So I heard that there is some kind of good conference going on in Alpharetta. So I thought of like go and visit some people and see like what is happening here.
What do you do, sir?
I am the Chief Information Officer for Department of Insurance, Georgia. Mm-hmm. I took this job last week, and it is very interesting. I'm here today, and also I hear that this is a very great event going on in Alpharetta, Georgia. So I want to be a part of it. And this is a great collaboration between the America and India, especially the Karnataka. So this is a great opportunity for a lot of investors. And in both ways, like people coming from India to here, from US to India, this is really a great event.
Thank you.
Very well organized by an organization called ATEA, which is the American Tamil Entrepreneur Association. So they did a wonderful job. In the past 10 years, I have been watching them. They have grown big, and also right now they are available in multiple cities in US, and this is a very great stepping stone as well as a launching pad to connect India and America.
Thank you.
Thank you, ATA.
Which is the only city authorized to produce national flags for India? Anybody differs? They are in unison. Fantastic. What is the right answer? Right answer. Great. Next question. Which river forms the famous job?
Venki, can you just come out, please? Yeah, the reason I call him is because Venki is part of this organization called ATEA, which is the America's Tamil Entrepreneur Association. I don't want to steal his thunder in terms of...
Originally from Tamil Nadu in the US, but now we've expanded. We are, like Sanjeev recommended, we may even remove the Tamil from it and make it American Indian Entrepreneurs Association at some point. But it was an ecosystem created for entrepreneurs to come and find mentors, investors, partners, whatever they require to take their business and scale.
Pune, to name a few, are the cities where 98% of the digital opportunities existed. But to us as a nation, I don't think that's a sustainable model. So Karnataka is taking the lead in defining how the largest state can actually contribute towards the digital economy of the nation. A visionary leader who's been in the ITES industry over the last 25-30 years. He's here to answer a few questions that all of you are waiting to hear. Welcome, sir. Thank you for being with us.
Now he is directing, I need to act.
Thank you, sir.
So thanks, Ram. He's been orchestrating the program.